Hello. Yes, I'm ready for bed actually right now, so I'm looking a little bit on the frumpy side. Um, yeah, I put a picture up on Facebook and stuff, and I looked really good, but actually, with everything torn down and all that stuff, I look frumpy right now. So, so just getting laid back here and stuff. I just finished watching a show that's called This Is Us. It's a pretty good program. It's a pretty good program. It's about, I think, from what I can understand of it, it's about three kids that were either adopted or something. I didn't get to watch the first part of it, but I guess they were adopted um, by a couple, and they're all the same age. And the two brothers get picked on at school because one's black and one's white. And they get picked on because, oh, you guys can't be brothers, and they pick on the one, it's during the 80s or something, and they call the one Webster or something. And the one girl, um, I guess she grows up and gets, and becomes obese, uh, you know, and there was one part in there, she was just always so embarrassed to do things because she was afraid of people laughing at her, and that just really kind of hit me. Yeah, because, I know how that feels. I know that's how some people feel on the, out there and, that are trying and struggling to lose weight, even though they're trying to, it's one of those things of, where I tell people that, those of you that sit there and make fun of somebody that's overweight, you could be laughing at somebody that was just absolutely thrilled that they lost 10 pounds. You know, they just lost 10 pounds, and then you just sat there and dropped them down a notch by sitting there laughing at them like, oh, gee, if you told them to haul ass, they'd have to make 20 trips. Yeah, very mature. Okay, so on with all the other stuff. Some other people, like I say, they think that gastric bypass is a cop out. Um, a lot of it has to deal with the fact that, most of us have been sick and tired of, we've tried the willpower, we've tried dieting, we've tried pills even, and finding out there's no magic pill. There really isn't. There's no magic pill. And even though the surgery does help, that's one thing that does help, but there is still footwork to be done along with the surgery. So it does. You do have to. You still have to. You still have to do work with it, and you still have to look at your list. I have to sit there and look at my list. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I at this? What can I start going ahead and adding to my diet? Or do I have to add any other vitamin to my repertoire of vitamins that I have to take? You have to take a lot of vitamins for the rest of your life. Um, Now, this isn't just some band-aid. It's like, okay, here's your surgery, put on your band-aid and off you go. You're going to be thin again. Because your stomach has that wonderful way of just growing back and, and becoming as big as it was before, and then you become as big as you were before. So trying to sit there and not eat as much, trying to keep it at a small portion. I only keep my portions at a ramekin size. And yes, I will have some sugar-free I might have some sugar-free candy, but I only have that at a certain portion, like, if like it's a dark chocolate, sugar-free dark chocolate or something like that. I only have a couple little, the little fun size things, the two little fun size dark chocolates. Um, but the one thing that the woman that was obese, because her boyfriend or slash boyfriend, that the boyfriend's trying to, get her to date him and stuff, and she's just very self conscious about what's going on with herself, and the reasons why she just doesn't feel like she deserves to be loved or to be given love. Um, we all feel like we deserve something in life, or they think, well, I'll deserve to be loved when I'm 150 pounds lighter than what I am. It's like doesn't work that way. Um, you deserve love at any weight. You know, you if you love yourself, you have to love yourself. And yes, the one thing that really kind of just hit it right here was, her saying the same things that I did. You know, it's like you want to go to a party and stuff or whatever because somebody invited you, and you go and try on dresses and outfits, and then nothing fits. Nothing fits. And you're afraid you're going to go there and people are just going to stare at you. That all they're going to do is stare at you and point, and you're going to get there and you're wondering if whatever chairs they have to sit on, are you going to break that chair? Seriously. There's chairs at my church, when we go downstairs for fellowship and all that. There's chairs down there that I have to look at, and I'm like, okay, I can't sit in those because I cannot trust sitting in those chairs because I just cannot. I can't I can't see myself sitting in them because they look flimsy, because I'm afraid that I'm going to have an accident. I'm going to sit in it and something's going to go loose and I'm just going to go boom down. So, kind of like that Shallow Hal Finds a Gal, or that Shallow Hal movie or whatever. Um, but yeah, but but the but it's just the whole thing of the one guy was sitting there getting her drunk, and she says, tequila is only gonna mask how I feel for only a moment. I'll sit there and go wild and go out on the dance floor or whatever, and stuff. But when she was sober and everybody was sitting there looking at her, and she was self-conscious, and all she could feel was the eyes on her. That's all she felt. And I knew that feeling. I was like, oh, it's just like, oh gosh, just please get me out of here. I can't, you just can't deal with that. But, it was one of the reasons why I wanted to lose weight, is so that I could, get out there on the dance floor and be able to do all that stuff. I mean, the last wedding reception I was at, I was sitting there doing all these dances I used to do way back when, and I was sitting there oh gosh, doing, what was it, oh gosh, the doing that one dance, um, doing one of the new dances and stuff. It's like with my Janet calls them the cattle dances and stuff, and she says I don't like cattle dances. It's like, well, it's the only time I ever get to get up and go dance because you won't dance, you know. So, ha 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 ha. So I get up there and I go dance, and then, and then somebody sits there and starts doing the electric slide. And then they start doing the cha-cha slide. And that dance is a long one. And so I'm sitting there, I'm doing all that stuff, and then, people are sitting there, not knowing what to do, and I'm sitting there, I know what to do. I'm doing the Charlie Brown. And everybody's sitting there looking at me like, what's the Charlie Brown? But after all that, I was like, okay, oh, oh my gosh. It's like, okay, I gotta sit down. I gotta sit down before I really kill myself. I think that was probably the last time I was able to eat anything. And they had like a mastacholi dinner. I think that was the last time I was able to eat anything before I had to fast. Um, and so but onwards, I mean, I'm still trying to eat slower. And I think that's helped out a whole lot, is just trying to eat slower. But it seems to just take up a lot of my time, which is really, really hard. I mean, the results are fascinating. I mean, when I sit down, I mean, everything just seems to kind of bunch up. But when I stand up, everything falls into place. When I sit down, everything kind of bunches up. But yeah, that's one of the things that you have to do when you're on an RNY diet, is that you're basically you basically have a baby stomach, and you're relearning how to eat, one thing at a time. And when they mean one thing at a time, they mean one thing at a time. Popsicles, broth. You wait. When you get to the soft foods, you take one bite, you put it down, and you wait a couple of minutes. You pick it up, take another bite, you put it down. And it gets a little bit frustrating, but some people are like, well, you're a slow eater. It's like, well, if I sit here and gorp it down like I used to, I'm going to like erp it back up just as fast. I mean, the first time I tried having meat, it was like in but out. So that was my big mistake. And I was eating it slow. Yeah, I had to reheat it a couple of times in order to really be able to enjoy it. But I made 2 meals out of one chicken breast. Out of one small chicken breast. I had to cut it in half. And I had a little vegetable with it, and a little bit of potato. A tiny bit of potato with it, and just kind of mixed it together so that, and it was just about a quarter cup to do that. So I'm trying not to enlarge my stomach too much. I know people are like, oh, you need to enlarge your stomach a little bit. It's like, I don't want to get it, too enlarged. I'm supposed to enlarge it, but I don't want to get too heavy with that. And trying to keep up with fluids. The other problem is the BMs and all that. Makes me, ugh. you know, because you don't get as many BMs as you would with a regular stomach. And you know, they sit there and have you taking Miralax twice a day, and that just really gets to me because I don't want to get dependent on laxatives. Um, you know, I've just noticed that you know, I just get cold. I get cold more easily now. I don't know if it's because I don't have the fat warming me up so much. I don't have all the fat on me warming me up, and I'm just freezing. I'm just freezing. Or it's my thyroid. Um, my thyroid's kind of off the charts. So, um, and have to go to see endocrinologist for that. So, you know, there's just a lot of changes going on. I have to be prepared when we go out someplace. I have to bring something with me as a package, you know, like a packed lunch or type deal or something. If I, you know, because if I get hungry and you know go over to somebody's house and they might not have something that I can eat, I have to bring a yogurt or a bring a thing of Jello or something like that, you know, just to tide me over until we get home, you know, or a protein shake, you know, a little thing, little baggie of protein shake or something like that to mix up with some water. Um, like I say, just to tide me over until I get home. You know, I just have to go prepared and have some of my calcium, some of my little calcium chews with me because I have to have one of those 4 times a day. Even though it says don't exceed 2, but the doctor says 4 of them. Or I have to have vitamin D because my body doesn't absorb it like it should. And one other thing with my medicines that I take, I don't know if it'll be the same for anybody else, but always keep something to drink with you. Even if you just take a tiny sip of something, my mouth tends to get very dry. Just make sure you keep your mouth moist and you know, don't let it get dry. It's awful because you know, especially I have a CPAP that I wear at night, and I, you know, the mouth in the morning it just feels dry and paste. It feels dry and somewhat pasty in the morning, and it's nasty. You know, it's like as soon as I get up, it's like, oh gosh, brush teeth, ugh, mouthwash, then go take your medicine. Because it's like, that's the worst thing, the worst part of waking up is having, ugh. So, yeah, yeah, I took a picture of myself on Facebook, and I, you know, I've gotten compliments and all that, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I was wearing, of course, I'm, you know, wearing a bra and everything right now. I'm just getting ready for bed. So, but yeah, I mean, I just wanted to, you know, put out there that I don't know if any of you watched that show that's called This Is Us. I think it's called This Is Us. And I think I missed the first show of it, but the second one, I don't know if this is the second or third one, but you know, but what that girl said to that the guy really hits home and stuff, and he you know, he's pretty much trying to be patient with the overweight, with the overweight character, um, and what she said kind of hit home as far as you know, how she feels and how she thinks, and it does hit home with me, and I'm sure it hits home with a lot of overweight people. That you know the chairs that we sit in, and that you know that some of the chairs that we sit in are uncomfortable. Now, in the bariatric surgeon's office, that I go to, most of the chairs that he has there, that bariatric office has there to sit in are larger chairs, which is accommodating for obese patient for his obese patients, which is I think is great. You know, and I've seen many people that go in there, and the one thing that I tell them is good luck. You know, there are people that have gone in that are in there that were much bigger than I was, and believe it or not, I mean, if this is your first time seeing me, there are videos of me before this. Um, if you care to look at some of the back ones, I was bigger than this. Um, I was at 307. Well, actually, probably my biggest weight was probably around 317. But I've had some before and after pictures and stuff on my Facebook page. Um, but yeah, there's some before pictures on my Facebook page, and there's before, you know, there's before videos of me, to which I've lost a bit of weight. I've lost over 50 pounds. I'm hoping to lose more than that. There's still 100 more to go, or even that. So, hoping to get down below 200 pounds. I got below 300 pounds, so that's a start. Getting under that, getting under the 250. I'm gonna start pushing to get under the 250 now. You know, we just get 50 at a time here, and it's gonna get there. I've been approved to go back to the gym, so you know, it'll melt off a bit more from there. So like I said, I've had some, you know, positive feedback. Like I said, I'd really not like to have any negative feedback from this. Like I said, I had the surgery done, had it done for a reason. I've gone ahead and done all the exercising, and I've done the diets. I've done fad diets. I've done diet pills. I've done all sorts of stuff, and most of my doctors have agreed that the surgery was necessary at my age. And I've seen too many friends that have died, and I don't want to be one of the statistics. So, and this is one of the reasons why I've done this. So, if everybody else has done it the other way around, that have done it the hard way, then great. I'm very proud of you. You know, I'm glad that you did it the hard way. You know, but unfortunately, but yeah, I did need a little bit of help with this, and I'm still I still have to work at it. I've still got a ways to go. So, yeah, and the holidays are coming, which is gonna really suck. So I'll probably try and put more videos on here and try to sit there and use this as a coping mechanism, and hopefully I can get some more coping mechanisms from anybody out there in the world, in the wide world of YouTube, or the wide world out there. This says need coffee. Can't have coffee right now. Can't have it till February. Oh! I haven't had that for about a month. I can have my decaf, but that's still not the same. It's probably why I'm tired all the time and cranky. But anyway, I will probably try and make more videos, and I will see you guys after a while. So be good to each other, and stay on track. And for anybody out there that's interested or getting ready to get their surgery done, good luck. And have any questions, put them out there. I can probably see if I can answer you.